So everyone, we will be covering Conquest today and be giving you guys some tips here from Mando on how to maximize your rewards for those of us that has a busy life schedule, whether it's working, you got kids, or whatever the reason may be. Obviously, not everyone has the time to sink into something that's more time extensive like Conquest. And obviously there's guidance stuff on what teams to use to get some of these feats easier. But if you're like me and you don't have the time to, or don't have all those teams to get all the rewards and hit the max thing, this might be an option for you. Maximizing your return without having to put a ton of time into this particular mode. So let's go in here. I'm obviously on a hard. And let's see if we can get into this here. So one of the first things you want to do for every level is you want to look at the feats for this level. So you want to look at it, see what team you have that you can effectively get one or more than one of these here. I mean, there's not. I mean, there are five. All of them are five, as you can see. So you're not going to get like a lot of extra rewards. But if you can passively get them, it definitely helps. Like for example, this Deepa Billaba surviving. If you happen to have her at a decent level, that you can do 10 battles with her on this and get an extra 5, then that's something. Honestly, you're not going to get a lot of extra from this. Another way is if you go over here to these and you manage to get at least one of these, like win with Jedi Knight Calcestis or win with CX2, get you an few extra things. So those are things that kind of help boost up your overall points. We will go back over here, event feeds. This is one spot where you are going to get the most boost, to be honest. And you want to go after things that you can easily get, like the Golden Path. Let's say you have Jedi Vanguards, so try to do 20 battles with them, for example. And, you kind of in your head have these teams that's going to help you get these things planned, and so you try to use them more than your other teams. So you want to kind of focus on this, but the other two spots I showed you earlier would definitely give you a small boost, kind of help add to your points, make your line grinding a little less time wise. Alright, so we will be let's look at the rewards here. Now, in order to get the first chest, you need to get 100 points. And then, obviously you need 65 for the next one, and then the next one you need another 65. So, 230 is pretty easy. And then it takes a big jump. 230 to 365, and that's over 100. That's about 135 points that you have to jump to get to this point. So just kind of keep that in mind that, point wise, it's easy to get up to this particular chest here where you're getting 35 and 20 plus all the other rewards. And to get up much higher, they got this big gap in here. And as you can see with each one here, there's over 100 there. And this here is less. It's about 80. And then there's about 100 there. So, a couple things to keep in mind when you're going after these chests and only have limited time. Getting up to the higher chest, you get more shards and stuff and some different rewards. But in all reality, if you don't get all the shards, you can always make up by using the currency in the Conquest store and buying some of the shards back. Or, getting yourself close to unlocking the character, and then when they hit proving grounds, and you'll get the last 60, 80 shards that you need that way. Alright, so now you'll be wondering what the technique is for, getting through this quickly. Essentially what you want to do is you want to take your strongest teams every day, and you want to, select the node here and go into battle. And I can kind of show you here real quick. Yeah, we'll just go with defensive formation. Love this. Okay, so let's say you're going after the golden path. So, I'm going up against these, and I'm just going to grab one of my strong teams. So let's say I grab Mandalorians, for example. Throw them in there. As you can see, I've spent 10-15 seconds here so far. Hit auto, set the phone down, and then go about doing whatever you have to do. Whether that's loading the laundry in the laundry machine, you're washing dishes, trying to bake, cook, or taking care of something else, and you just let your team here. Obviously, sometimes some of your teams aren't going to get 3 stars every time, depending how good the team is and how their stamina gets down. But you just basically let them do their thing here while you can do something in real life, and you can build up the points. Obviously, this team is taking longer. Mandalorians will get going here in a second. Start taking them down. Well, eventually, there we go. Man, that's one good thing about Mando. He does have a big punch there. We're going barely. Obviously, Imperial troopers here have a lot of turn meter stuff built into them. So hopefully that's helping everyone. I should have picked a faster team here, obviously, but just kind of show you, that you can put the phone down and easily work on other stuff. And there goes the Mandalorians. So once the Imperial troopers start falling, and the only reason why this battle is difficult because they had to get through the stacks, but poof. See, and then you get the 3 stars. Collect your 20 currency, and you move on. And then you pick the phone back up, you rinse and repeat. You let your teams do all the work. You don't have to sit here and push every attack, every command. So hopefully that will make you able to get through Conquest without investing a lot of personal time in it. And like I was saying, you should easily be able to hit 100 chests easy. I personally feel like you can easily hit the third chest and turn 30 points consistently. Depending how good your teams do, since there's 4 levels, should be able to hit realistically around this chest level. Just kind of calculating in my head. I'm calculating you could get about 300 points from the stars roughly, and then plus whatever bonuses you got. So you should be able to hit this level of chest consists if you did all 4 levels. But as you can see, you get a pretty good stack of rewards and stuff even at this level. And yes, it's not going to be a huge amount of difference. It's mostly the shards. And you get some other stuff. But so hopefully that helps everyone. And please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. And see you the next time. This is the way.